My biggest problem right now is eating. I know it sounds kind of insignificant given everything else that's going on, but it's not. Like the breathing has been slowly getting better, definitely not back to normal or even back to, the previous level. I still, have issues at night, but it's definitely getting better. Coughing, I mean, it's on and off. I still cough during the day, and there are periods where it's more intense than others, but it's not as bad as it was. And it's starting to get back to the point where it's like, all right, hopefully soon I can start walking again, and then eventually start lifting weights again. And obviously, I'm going to have to start slow and work my way back up. Uh, and I know that's going to help for appetite, but it's kind of like, one thing depends on the other. So it's like, oh well, in order to be able to have the energy to start walking again, to have the energy to start lifting weights again, well, I need to make sure that I consume enough calories. But in order to have the hunger necessary to eat enough calories, I have to expend energy, such as walking and lifting weights. So it's kind of like this thing, and I've been limited for the last couple weeks by the fact that I have breathing issues and I'd been coughing more. So it's like I couldn't do those things. So it's like, I tried weed and I don't know, I still haven't found, like, I've tested a few times, still haven't managed to find that level where it doesn't affect me too much and I still have the benefit of increased appetite. So I'm gonna keep playing with that. Hopefully eventually find kind of a balance. But for now, it's like I can't depend on that. Uh, I did some research about, sorry, about meal delivery, so pre-made meals that they send to your home. That way, I don't have to think about food. I just have to set an alarm, and X amount of times per day, I just take it out, eat it, and we're good. The only thing is, I did some research. I did a little before, but this time I did more, and there's a few issues. First of all, most of those types of meals are either for people who want to maintain their weight or people who want to lose weight, especially when it's the vegetarian option. So it's usually lower calories, so I'd have to eat more in order to get the necessary amount of calories that I need in a day. And, that's fine for a normal person. It's not for me. It's like it's very hard for me to eat. The more volume that I have to eat, the more difficult it is. So I need to try to eat as much high calorie food as possible. The other issue that I encountered is it's just expensive. And, I looked at a bunch of different companies and it's outside of my price range. It's not something that I can afford. So that is not an option. It would definitely make things easier. It's just not an option for me. So the new plan that I'm coming up with is, you know, basically I take a smoothie in the morning. Well, not a smoothie, but a protein shake in the morning. And, I'm going to try to take one also in the evening. That way I can have, twice as much. And it's also good to have more protein. And I'm also going to start taking the, basically like protein shakes, like meal replacement supplement type thing, like Ensure, something like that. In fact, I ordered some online. They should arrive in a couple days. So I'm going to play around with that, see how many I can eat in a day. And, from the quick math I did, it's like, all right, if I take 4 of those in a day, or even 3, let's say I only take 3 of those in a day, and then I take the protein shake in the morning, protein shake at night, just from that, with no food whatsoever, I am around like 1,100 calories. And given my weight and everything, I need to at least, be around the 2,000 calorie per day range. So that would mean, okay, I need to eat like a little less than 1,000 calories of solid food per day if I'm able to stomach all of that, liquid and still be able to eat, then I should be okay. And there's less pressure of, oh, I have to eat X amount, or oh, I didn't eat enough, because all those, extra stuff that I'm taking in liquid form is going to help compensate for that. So if I can also, find a level with the weed that helps a little boost the appetite without having too much of an effect, that combined with my new strategy could potentially work. So that's kind of what I'm looking into. We'll see how it goes, but right now it's just like that's the constant struggle. Like yesterday I tried, just eating a bunch of snacks throughout the day rather than having to force myself to eat like bigger meals, and it did not work. Like it was torture the entire day, and I didn't feel like I really ate that much more. At the end of the day, I ended up throwing up. Not really sure if it's related to that or something else, but it's just like the entire day sucked because every single time I eat food, I don't enjoy it. I have to force myself. So it's easier. It's like, okay, I just need to force myself for breakfast, force myself for lunch, and force myself for dinner, and I'm good. 3 times per day. Whereas if I eat like 10 meals spread out throughout the day that are much smaller, well, it's like, yeah, okay, it's less food to consume at once, but it's like I have to eat 10 fucking meals per day. And at this point, it just feels like torture, and I'm just like, I cannot do that. I cannot spend my entire waking hours forcing myself to eat and torturing myself. And I know that it's weird because like I used to have like a friend, my best friend back when I was young, and he was always like super skinny, and he always struggled to put on weight, and didn't have that much of an appetite and everything. It's like to me it always seemed weird. It's like, well, just eat more. But it's like now that I don't have the appetite, now that I have to force myself to eat, like, yeah, okay, I get it. Like, people think, oh, it's really hard to lose weight because I have to force myself to not eat when I'm hungry. It's like, yeah, okay, that is hard. But having experienced both ends of the spectrum, I can tell you that having no appetite and forcing yourself to eat is much, much worse of an experience than having to eat less than you feel hunger for and having that sensation of hunger. So, yeah, it definitely sucks. So, I still haven't found the perfect solution. Trying to explore a few different options, testing out a few different things. Hopefully, this new strategy I'm going for is going to work. But at this point, it's just like, I don't know. I can just do the best that I can. And I sense, like, in the last month, I've lost some weight. I'll know for sure next week when I go to the doctors and they weigh me and everything. But, like, I would be extremely surprised if I did not lose weight in the last 4 weeks. And it's just I can't afford to let that happen in my current condition, given how little I already weigh. So I really need to find a solution for this. Hopefully, one that doesn't feel like too much of torture, or that doesn't involve me having to take like a higher amount or higher quantity of weed, because that, like, I don't know. I don't understand why people enjoy being high. I don't know if it's just me and my with the way my body reacts to it. I just hate it so much. It feels like torture. It feels, I don't know. I mean, I went into detail in that video that I made discussing, my first experience with it, and it's just, it's not pleasant. So anyway, hopefully we'll find a solution. Fingers crossed on that front. But either way, I got to do the best that I can do, and use the options that are available to me. Even though, yeah, there might be some options that would be better, such as, meals that are delivered to my home, pre-made, everything. Yeah, okay, I can't afford that. So even if it is a better option that would work for me, well, it doesn't work because I don't have the money for it. So, it's kind of, I'm limited by a lot of different factors, and it's just like, all right, given all my limitations, what is the best option that's going to allow me to have enough calories and have the energy necessary to start walking and start eating again? And yes, I know that depends a lot on my breathing, but that seems to be heading in the right direction. Plus, we're starting the new immunotherapy treatment on the 20th. So hopefully, hopefully that can help on that front. So, you know, still haven't found a solution, but at least I'm trying things out. We'll see what happens. And that's all you can really do in a situation like this, It's either like you can like, well, this sucks, there's nothing I can do, and do nothing and then just stay stuck in the same situation, or try different things until you eventually, hopefully, find a better way to do things. So still haven't found that better way, but I do have a plan, so we'll see how that goes. I'll definitely keep you updated on that. Thank you for watching, and let's see if I missed the button.